Hello, this is another rant, and I want to give the people that want a civil war a dose of reality. What do you think you're going to get? You want a civil war? What exactly are you going to do? Take up arms? Go shoot? Who? Think this through. Are you really ready to shoot the local school teacher because she's a libtard? How about the owner of the corner mart because he doesn't look like you? Do you have your list of commies ready? What if you get sick at the sight of hair and gray matter splattered all over your Carhartt jacket? You may have cleaned plenty of fish and game in your day, but are you prepared for the sight of some lefty's innards still steaming because it's a cold night all over the hood of your car? You might think to yourself, we all look the same inside as you view your handiwork. And think about the smell. I've heard gore smells like iron, metallic. You're probably used to that from the hunting, but now it's people. Ever wonder if a rotting human carcass smells the same as that deer you came across in the woods last year? Ready to find out? You're going to have to wash your clothes, don't forget. Bleach works wonders on blood stains, but it'll be one of the first things to fly off the shelves after the conflict starts. You might find yourself doing a little looting to survive. How ironic. Laundry night at your house, if you even have one. Hi. Oh, hi, honey. Who's on your coveralls? Oh, that's Frank from that liberal college. Can you imagine the conversations? Still want a civil war when all that may be left of you is a stain on some guy's Fruit of the Looms? This is where you might be grateful all that bleach is gone. No headstone, just a pair of whitey-tidies, carefully folded in your honor and stored in the drawer of a dresser. Maybe your grandkids will move you to the garage someday and hang you up between the dartboard and the real flag, stars and stripes. Oh boy, wouldn't that piss your molecules off? Let's say the war started. You might manage to stay in one piece and you begin to wear rain gear when you go out. That means less laundry, and when you come home, you wipe the gore of your rubber boots off on the fake grass doormat before being allowed in the house. Because the wife got tired of mopping up human tissue and it's easy to wash blood off of rubber. By now, you could write a book on Civil War hacks. You've almost gotten used to the smells, and disposal isn't a problem because you got your John Deere. Some garden you'll be planting. Who knows what'll happen to the food distribution chain in the event of a civil war? Sausage, anyone? People do strange things when they're starving. Did you think to buy 5 or 6 generators for electricity because the power grid is going to be non-existent? How about oil and gas for those generators? Where are you going to get that? Hopefully you stocked up because the Walmart down the street ain't going to be open anymore. No McDonald's or Wendy's either. You're going to need a pressure cooker and a bunch of canning jars. How about water and food? You say, I'm ready. Because I have all that stuff. I'm prepared. But not everybody does. Pray you don't need a dentist. That's where the wild turkey and a bullet come in. 1, 2, 3. Save some of that booze to pour over them rusty pliers first. Better hope one of your kids don't get appendicitis. The John Deere would have come in handy, except you ran out of gas months ago. Gonna have to dig your kid's grave by hand, right next to your wife's, of course. Keep your daughters close. It's gonna get ugly out there. Really ugly. Who's your commander-in-chief? Trump? He left the country for Russia long ago and disappeared. Stand down and stand by? More like run around with your heads up your asses, shooting at anything that moves, including the guy who ran in front of you at the wrong moment. Then there's ammunition. By now, you've learned to be less liberal with your shots, but it's too late. You broke into the local gun shop long ago, and it's all gone. But maybe you are prepared. At least you thought you were, until you heard the peculiar sound that guy's head made when he ran out in front of you. When it disintegrated. 20 years later, you'll still be hearing that sound. That man and that blood are now a part of you. I'm a patriot, you think, as you raise the beer to your lips, sitting in your lazy boy 10 years in the future, and try to make the sound stop playing over and over again in your head and stop seeing the blood. But patriots don't cry, do they? I may be wrong about some of you. Maybe some of you will really get into it. Some of you will have collections, if you know what I mean. Ask the guy down the street who's been to Nam. More than likely, though, most of you will leave the building at some point. Perhaps after you shoot your neighbor's 5-year-old on accident, thinking she was an intruder when all she did was come over to borrow an egg. This notion of glory, think this notion of glory through carefully. When they say all guts and no glory, they mean it literally. You have dreams of you and your patriot brothers and sisters marching in formation, Trump in the grandstand waving when you march by. Truth is, Donald Trump wouldn't be caught dead being seen with your type. He likes his dictators and his golf club buddies, not the beer-bellied, beer-drinking, gun-toting fools you really are. You have no idea how badly you've been played. But once again, let's say you got your wish. Fast forward 40 years later. You're at home. Someone in the kitchen drops an overripe melon while you doze in the same lazy boy, now cracked and dry like the skin on your face. As it hits the floor and explodes, you jerk awake, sending foam and beer flying. You see that guy's head disappear in a spray of blood again, and you hear that funny sound. You begin your mantra, patriots don't cry. Patriots don't cry. Patriots don't cry. As tears find their way into the now deep lines of your countenance, where they gather at the corners of your mouth, and you once again taste regret. So you want a civil war?